يعود جيش محمد بدأ يعود خيبر خيبر يا يهود.
We're here today to deliver an open letter to Equity, the Creative Practitioners Union. We are committed, passionate theatre goers. We buy tickets, we attend regularly. Equity took a stance where it called for an Equity presence at a pro-Palestinian rally. It was very predictable that there would be a lot of anti-Semitism at that rally, and indeed there was. It was blatant, naked anti-Semitism on the streets of London. Equity was there, and Equity did not call it out, and we feel that this does a real disservice to its members who will not all agree with that position, and indeed several have left as a result.
We have an open letter to deliver to Paul Fleming, the General Secretary, please, and I would like you to give it to him. Thank you very much. Will it come through here? Thank you very much. Thank you. We represent nearly 300 usually anonymous theatre goers who buy tickets, sit in the dark and applaud. Here we stand in solidarity with Equity members left unprotected by their union. How can we enjoy the theatre knowing there are creatives on stage and behind it whose union Equity has made them unsafe? 5 days after Hamas started bombarding Israel with thousands of rockets, Equity President Maureen Beattie called for sanctions on Israel. During the 11 days of attacks on Israeli civilians, there were several nominally pro-Palestine demonstrations. They were poisoned by anti-Semitism. Equity General Secretary Paul Fleming should have known. Instead, he put out an official call urging members to attend another pro-Palestine rally on Saturday 22nd of May, the day after the ceasefire. Paul Fleming should have known that 5 days before his call, a convoy of cars displaying Palestine flags drove through Jewish areas of London. Through a megaphone, they shouted, "Fuck their daughters, rape their daughters." En route to a pro-Palestine rally, they terrorised UK Jews. At the rally, arrests were made for attacks on police. It was reported in the press. Paul Fleming should have known. Paul Fleming should have known that Jewish women had to lock themselves into their homes. Paul Fleming should have known the rallies were tainted. Paul Fleming should have known UK Jews were being subjected to Jew hate. Some of those Jews are Equity members. They, or their families, or we theatre goers, were threatened with rape by Palestine supporters. We saw the vile anti-Semitism and violence at pro-Palestine rallies. It's hard to believe Paul Fleming didn't see it. He should have seen it. A union should protect and support its members, all its members. Paul Fleming should have made that his priority. Once again, of course, anti-Semitism was on display on 22nd of May. Once again, of course, it was unchallenged. Paul Fleming should never have called for an official Equity presence. He should have realised the call would divide members. He should have realised it would distress theatre goers. But once there, Paul Fleming and all Equity members present, together with other unions represented, should have challenged the anti-Semitism on display. Regardless of personal convictions, if Paul Fleming had any awareness of the duties of a Union General Secretary and of conflict resolution, by now he should have admitted his mistakes. Instead, Paul Fleming has attempted to rewrite and whitewash his actions, but they are on record. On behalf of dedicated theatre goers and in solidarity with all Equity members affected by anti-Semitism, we call on Paul Fleming and Maureen Beattie to 1. Acknowledge how ill-judged and partisan their intervention has been, and also its role in escalating the upsurge in anti-Semitism in the UK. 2, undertake anti-Semitism awareness training, and 3, rebuild bridges with those union members they have let down. We have done what we were going to do. We've seen equity's inequity. We don't know what difference it will make, but they need to know that we're not going anywhere. They need to stick to the business on stage and look after them, all their members. This is not a case of Jews don't count.